for a quorum.
Thanks. I didn't think so. Okay. So in the interest of time, because I know we're busy and Susan's jet setting from one event to another.
No, grocery store is my next event.
That's okay. That's all right. So I'd like to call this meeting to order at 9:31 a.m. And if there is someone who can take some notes until Jolie arrives, that would be great. I'll do my best as well to recall what it is we're discussing, but just so we can,
I'll do it, Catherine.
Thanks, Jen.
You're
Okay,
doing it, Jen? Okay.
good. Okay. Hey, good morning, Allison. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So glad you could make it.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm only able to stay till 10. We have a standing HR meeting on Friday, so I apologize.
That's okay. That's all right. And we're going to try and be as it have like these were very last minute applications that came in. So that's why you're getting them at the last minute. So we have 3 parent applications. I was originally anticipating up to 3 student applications. I haven't received any of those yet. I did send email reminders out. I did receive a response from the parent of one of the interested students, and she said they were going to work on the application over the weekend. I don't know, like if there's been a push in a particular school district, but 2 of the interested students are from Lewis Mills High School in Burlington. And I don't know where the other student is from or goes to school. So I don't know if it's the same town. So just so you know, hopefully we'll have at least one student application coming soon. But we do have 3 adult membership surveys that we can consider because we do unfortunately have a vacancy since Doris resigned from the SAC. So we have 3 that we can consider. And since you just got them, I want to give all of you the opportunity to look them over before we discuss them.
Catherine, I only saw 2. Did I maybe read?
So Jolie just sent the email out this morning. I mean, they were like coming in like wildfire. There was one that
2. There are 2. Amy.
Because one's the
Amy
agenda.
Messenger and B Guard.
You didn't get Renee Toper?
And Renee Toper.
Oh, where is that?
I don't see Renee Toper.
You might
There's
have
one that
Renee,
says Cam Scanner.
Oh yeah, you know what? It says Cam something. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just take the time. Let me know when you're done reviewing those applications and then we can discuss them.
Catherine, I just wanted to share that the student that was working with our Level Up counselor who's interested, we did pass along the application. That student is from South Windsor High School.
Nice.
So
Thanks.
hopefully they'll get it back to you.
Great. Thanks, Allison.
I looked. It's gonna be hard.
Yep.
Can we take all three?
I thought we did have 3 openings for parents.
Students,
No?
I think.
Just
2?
One. At the moment, we only have one. Yeah, it's hard.
And that may change in May.
Exactly. So it's, yeah.
I like that all 3 have extensive training,
Mhm.
and leadership and experience.
Yeah. Yep. Has anyone need more time? No, good. Okay. All right. So sorry, go on, Suzanne. Susan, you started to say
I know.
something.
I thought Jen was cutting out. I didn't know if it was just me because I'm in my car in parking lot.
Okay.
I also love their experience, and it looks like 2 have experience as teachers.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And 1 has experience with transitional adoptive parent with students with disabilities. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that is.
Transracial adult
Transracial.
parent. Yeah.
Transracial.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. So she's also been a foster parent, and then she has adopted children.
so she comes also from that perspective of
Yes.
the system, of navigating the system that way.
Yeah.
Wow, they're all pretty great though.
That was one of Doris's stakeholder groups too that she represented, was adoptive children. I know we have a couple of people on the
Oh.
council, but I still always think that that's an important stakeholder voice to consider.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And so that's Amy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any way, whoever we don't choose, you say, but we might have positions? We only had 1. Please hang on.
We can keep their applications on file. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because I always appreciated whenever I didn't get a singing job, they sent me something like, "You're a really great candidate. Keep, don't give up faith."
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Otherwise, they might
absolutely.
get sad.
Right. No, absolutely. Because again, while we have one opening right now, we don't know what the future will hold in the next couple months. Allison, I see your hand is up.
I'm just wondering, in terms of disabilities, are we currently having anyone that's representing the intellectual disabled population? Because I know there are a couple bills right now pending, and that's getting a lot of traction. So I'm just wondering if we have other stakeholder groups besides DDS, like a parent with a child with that disability right now.
If you're talking about intellectual disability, or are you talking about Down syndrome specifically?
Just overall, just wondering what our layout right now is in terms of making sure we're representing all disabilities.
I do represent that.
Okay.
Yeah. I know of a couple of parents that do as well.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't remember
Oh, no, that's
who's
okay.
coming from which group. So that was just the one thing that kind of stood out for Beth's application, like making sure we had that representation already. Because like I said, we're hearing about a couple bills and different things coming through with some potential changes. So wanted to make sure we had that.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Allison. Anyone else have any comments or questions about the applicants?
What about geographically?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
They're all in
Beth
the
is
same area.
in South Windsor, Amy is in West Hartford, and Renee is in Plainfield.
That's my neck of the woods.
I thought so. I thought we had at least one person out there.
And what about our present members? Do we know their geographic locations?
We pretty much have everybody except for the Ed
Everybody.
Advanced region.
Yeah,
Okay.
We still cannot get members from out there for whatever reason.
And at Advance, that's over at Litchfield, right?
Yeah.
So, and still nobody, no one.
no.
Well, let's say that they're very, very satisfied, so.
Well, that's a positive spin, Anna. That's true. That's right.
I agree, for Amy or Beth, but then I think Amy has that extra experience
Yeah.
with the adopted. And like you said, we're losing someone with that perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very unique perspective. And I don't think we, if I can recall, have had a parent representative with that perspective on the council, at least in a long time.
Mm.
I have adopted children.
That's right, Missy.
That's right, Missy. Sorry. Okay, so you'd think I'd have all of the applications memorized by now, and I
Why?
don't.
I couldn't do that.
So,
I,
as I'm reading, B-Guard, that's Beth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She graduated LEND program, which is also very, I don't know if you guys are familiar
Mm-hmm.
with it, it's, that's a good perspective too, and she's involved in a lot of groups, I bet you. Good Lord, yeah.
Oops.
And she's Down syndrome.
Yeah.
But Amy then has, oh, brother.
Yeah.
I
Amy has-
liked that Amy had a variety of ages. So she has
Yes.
one child getting ready for transition
Yeah.
and a few younger
Yeah.
children as well. So we might get like the elementary,
Yep.
middle, and going into high school perspective.
Very
Yeah.
perspectives, yeah.
So I think we
Hmm.
kind of all made our
I mean,
decision. Am I right, Miss
Yeah.
Chair? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So, yeah, let's take a vote. You can raise your hand. Oh, wait,
Oh,
Lou, you
Louis,
have
Lou-
your hand up. We'd love to hear from you, Lou.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I mean, there's like a sort of a spectrum of information that was provided, some
Yeah.
less, some more. I mean, if we had the luxury of an interview, which I don't think we generally do, we might be able to garner more information, but certainly the application that Amy submitted alongside of a resume gives us way more information regarding her, her experience and what she brings to the table. So, I mean, based purely on paper, if that's how, I don't think we generally, I don't recall ever interviewing any parent or anybody for a position on the membership. But I think just if we're going to have to just look at paper, we have to kind of, examine it from that perspective. And it's a lot of good information that she's provided that, that some of the other ones might still have, but they didn't provide it.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Amy, I don't think the other ones mentioned any services received in birth to 3. So it kind of shows that school district world. So that's important to think about too.
All good points.
And she writes very well. So that tells me
Yeah.
that in meetings, she'll speak, like you said, knowledgeably, clearly, respectfully, all those fun things, where you
Right.
respect everybody else's opinion. It sounds like that, but we could be wrong. You're right, Louis. We're just getting.
Well, I've met Amy, I mean, virtually,
Oh.
but, and so she is, she's a very she speaks well. She's really kind of a go-getter as far as I'm concerned. She asked to come and visit our SEAC meeting. And so she participated in that the other day and she was really good. I mean, so I know her. I also know Renee, but I think Amy brings a lot to the table, and would be a really good asset to the group. Not that the other ones wouldn't, but I just know know Amy, and it's,
And I can
I-
speak to
yeah.
Renee also a bit because I've known her for a bit, and she does have the experience in birth to 3. Her daughter's transition age now. She's experienced, multiple placements. Assistive technology is a passion of hers, particularly AAC devices and students being able to communicate. She serves on a ton of different mental health and early childhood collaboratives. And I think all 3 of them have been through CPAC's Next Step trainings, and they're all on our Parent Leaders Roundtable. I know that Renee has done partners in policymaking as well, and probably a lot of other things that I can't remember off the top
Oh,
of my head.
man.
But
Oh,
so I feel like all 3 are great candidates. So
Ew.
if we had 3 spots, I would give all of them membership. But I think with Amy's dual perspective as an educator, and a parent, and her extensive list of parent leadership and training activities, she just slightly edges the other 2 out for now. I would say like a big 4 now.
Right. And then you send out a little letter, the one that says, please, you didn't get this, but please,
Yeah.
keep an eye out for.
Yeah, absolutely. I do send an email out to people who we are not able to offer a position to, letting them know that, if they're interested, we would like to keep their application on file. And of course, they can always reapply again in the future. But I mean, these 3 are so close. They're really neck and neck, and it just comes down to a few little things. Yeah, I wish we had 3 positions.
And does everyone know the time commitment? 'Cause it's kinda
Yes,
huge.
I have shared that before.
Okay.
if I win
Yeah.
the lottery this weekend, I'll retire, and then you can hire somebody else.
Missy.
Missy, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Missy.
Can you take the rest of us with you?
Yeah, that's the stipulation. Yeah.
They're all wonderful applicants. You're right.
Yeah.
They all equally deserve to be a part of helping out and being part of this.
Catherine, is it possible when you email them back to say, we anticipate there may be more openings, and give them like a time frame, or we can't do that? Because then maybe they would feel like, okay, we eager to check back.
No, I can do that. I mean, that kind of leads into the second point of our discussion, because Jolie will review with us the terms that are to expire, people who have had extended terms on the SAC, and the next step is to follow up with those individuals to see if they're interested in remaining on the SAC. If they're not, then their positions become available, and then we may need to reconvene and talk about the other 2 applications. So it's like I almost want to follow up with the people who may no longer be interested in the SAC right away, before getting back to the 2 people who we will not be able to select. Do you know what I mean? Because it could be we have slots for them sooner than we thought.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Great.
So do we feel like we're ready to vote and select one of the candidates? Okay, so I'm going to go in the order in which I have them written down on my piece of paper here. And if you are in favor of a candidate whose name I call, please raise your hand or say aye. The first candidate is Beth Gard. The second candidate is Amy Messenger. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands up for Amy, and 7 for Lou. Okay, I think everyone has voted and it's unanimous. It is Amy Messenger. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. This was not an easy decision, I know, but I think Amy's going to make a great addition. Okay, good. So then the next steps are, I will bring this up at the executive team meeting we have prior to the next full council meeting. And then we will be able to present Amy to the full council for a final vote.
Okay. Is there
Okay.
ever a time when if we get multiple candidates and we have positions that we would move on to interviews, or do you do where you
We
invite them
could.
to?
Years ago, I want to say when I first joined the council, there was one round where we did call people. Do you remember that, Jen?
Yeah, because I think you used to ask. I think that it would be a really great thing to do if we could have a set of questions so that everybody has the same set of questions.
Yeah.
People who cannot represent themselves well in writing can have an equal opportunity to share information about them.
Okay.
So maybe we can add that to our list of documents that we're going to create. And plan to do that for the next round. If we could. Lewis.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it kind of, I mean, this situation right now creates an example that, maybe like parent alternates are an option as well, like where you can establish an alternate position. While they may not have voting rights, they still could certainly participate in a meeting, get the lay of the land, be a part of discussion. The only thing missing would be the voting piece, right? If there were things to be voted on. And then, I mean, if families, definitely have challenges that if one parent, isn't able to attend the voting parent member, that the alternate can, certainly serve or sub in. So maybe, that might take a bylaw change. Probably it does, but
Yep.
It's something to consider for the future when we do have a situation like this. It wouldn't be a bad idea. And then when one person may drop out, you've got an alternate to fill.
I think that's a great suggestion.
We can bring that up, Lewis, at the executive meeting.
Yeah. I like that idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Really good idea. Thank you, Lewis. Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then the interview questions as well. So we've got another little project. That's good. Okay, great. Well, thanks, everyone. So we'll move on to our next point, current and anticipated vacancies and develop a recruitment and retention plan. So I think the next step, Jolie, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And I was wondering if you know the members of the SAC whose terms are set to expire on July 1st, or those members whose terms have expired, but they have remained on the SAC.
We can go through the list, Catherine.
Okay, great.
Okay, give me a second. I was just typing up my notes over there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because I am taking notes on this end, Catherine, do you mind sharing the screen on the list that I sent, the vacancies?
Pulling it up.
Is that okay? Or
yeah, hold on. I gotta just pull you guys up for a sec. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on. Can you all see this?
Thank you, Catherine.
Yes.
You're welcome.
So much.
Okay.
We'll let you know when we can. Yes, we can. I can.
Good.
I
Great.
can. I don't know if everyone else can see yet.
Okay. So yeah, so Jolie, you just tell us who on the list needs to be contacted.
Okay, so Lori, I want to say this is Lori's second year.
I'm just making notes for myself here.
Or is it Lori's first? Lori was appointed last year at some point. She might be coming up on the second year. So I think we should include Lori on asking, just to get a perspective if she's gonna plan on moving forward regardless. I did, there's a few people that well, not a few, but I had reached out to. There's one member, Denise Drummond, who there seemed to be an issue with the meetings with attendance, and I wasn't at one point getting any responses, so I reached out to Denise.
Yeah.
Denise says that at this time she would like to stay on and that she was going to make more of an effort to attend meetings that is just schedules, scheduling sometimes. I believe it's Steve Hernandez pulls her and has her at different locations. So it makes it difficult, but she does want to stay on. That was her response to me.
Jolie, just a quick question, because a member really can't vote until they get that official letter. So are we going by the letter date, or are we going by when they start attending meetings?
We've gone by when they're attending meetings,
Okay.
even though, I mean, technically it should be but that's why I think we've had people stay on so long, because they're almost done and still not getting a letter, so they just hang on a little longer. Let's see if we get it the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have been on for several years now, but I just got my letter. So my term ends June of 2024.
Okay.
So that's when my term will end. But I mean, I've been on for almost 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
so.
that's pretty much the story. Most of our members are getting it. Their letters the second term, and that's 4 years in.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten mine.
Yeah, Anna, you got a letter in my heart. You have one.
Yeah, I know it.
You have one.
It takes a
That's a
while.
much more important letter.
You don't tell Brian where the letters came from when you start getting letters from Jolie.
And and technically, so say if Lori's waiting for a letter, I
She is.
certainly want to give her that opportunity. Technically, her term has not started. At the same time, though, she may feel like, well, I've done this for 2 years. So, I would like to give her a courtesy call.
That's how we know who intends to leave. We do have people who throughout the year it just happens, kind of sporadic, but most times people really do want to stay on with us.
Yeah. So, okay. So Lori sounds good. Susan, I'm skipping right over you.
Yeah. So was I.
And Michael, I think he came on last year.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So Michael's pretty new to us.
Okay, great. And Tammy, I hope she wants to stay.
But Tammy's one we can question too, just because it's been several. I would think Tammy, would.
Yeah. Yep. And I think Jake, was he appointed last year?
Jake's one that we can ask a individual. Jake was, I want to say I think it's been 2 for Jake.
Okay. I can contact
Jake was
him.
first as a student with a disability, and
Yeah.
then didn't he just transition as a person with a disability?
It was,
Right.
yeah, it may have been 2 years ago. I'm going to guess, I mean, Jake's such a valued member, and I think he loves being on the council too. I'm assuming he wants to stay on, but, do you think I need to contact him? Thanks. Save me a phone call.
I don't.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah,
Great.
because I think this is his first year as a person with a disability.
Is it his first? Okay, good. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're skipping over Brian, we're skipping over Lou, we're skipping over number 9 and Brian Smith. Nachi. Okay, Denise, Julie, you said Denise would like to stay on. Okay, and then these appointments. Member speech, public school teacher. Allison, rep. Sorry, my computer doesn't want to scroll anymore. Okay, I think Jeff wants to stay on. Yeah, thanks. Jen, here you are. Jonathan, I can contact him. I think he does, but I will contact him. Missy, you're on, right? You just got appointed anyway. And Joviana, did she just join last year?
She's pretty new, yeah. I think
thought
so.
So, yeah,
Because
And
didn't we
Jim-
welcome her? I remember welcoming
Yeah.
her.
we just did. And Dimpy, was she also appointed last year?
I do believe so.
I think so. And how about Lana?
Yes, she's pretty
new,
recent.
right?
Pretty
She's
recent.
pretty recent, yeah.
That's what I thought. So we've got Tom and we've got our students. Wow. So we got a short list here. We've got Jonathan. Is that it? Jonathan and Tammy and Lori. That's here. That's it. Okay. So 3 people. Okay. That's a short list. I'm happy to contact them. And I will do that. Anyone have any questions about this list? All right, then I'm going to stop.
I would love the 4 or 5 positions, the wording of exactly for the representative, so I can put it in that email, like it's a minority representative, because it's pretty specific.
I think it's who they're appointed by.
All
Like
right.
people have to be,
Okay.
yeah, so I don't think it matters like who the person is. It just says state representative of the General Assembly. And
Yeah.
then the Speaker of the House gets to appoint someone, the majority leader of the House of Representatives, etc. Like you see the little thing there. Jolie, I was going to ask, can you put a note to ask Brian about the higher ed rep? He had said he was going to ask from some kind of leadership group. I forget the name of it. But we haven't had representation on that from higher ed in a while. Since
Okay,
Joan
one
left.
second.
Oh,
let me
yes.
add that in another area. Higher ed.
I thought there was somebody that was,
Yeah, but then the Bureau hired her.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She almost made it on.
That was good. That was good. Do you see why Brian doesn't put me in all meetings? Could you imagine me? Well, not really. No, he's generally good on his feet. But last year, you have him at the back to school meeting, and our chair, Tammy, right, and you have Jolie yelling in the background, "The chair, Susan!" I'm like, oh my God. Could have waited, Jolie. Could have waited. Okay, so I have that. I added that note. For sure.
Thank you.
He did ask me about. He was talking to me about that a couple weeks back when we were submitting the annual report. He was taking notes on that, so I'm going to follow up with him on that one.
Okay.
Is there anyone else that we mentioned maybe when I fell off the call there that I should be taking a note on? Anything that I should be adding?
It's the higher ed representative, and then I'm going to follow through and call the 3 people whose terms have expired. And Susan, I can get you a list of the different the different people who make the appointments. So I'll make sure you get that. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. So any questions about vacancies? No? Okay. All right. So yeah, I will try and get in touch with those 3 people as soon as possible and then see if we need to reconvene because we might have to vote in a new member. I think that we've got three great members right now who I actually don't want to leave the SAC, but I know they've been with us for a while too. So, we always need to give everyone the option to move on to other things too. Okay. So the final item on our agenda is to look at the draft membership legislative recruitment flyer. I did a second flyer as well, just because I wasn't sure. So just wondering what your thoughts are on that, if you had a chance to look.
The only
that the
thing,
one you sent?
I think it's a lot more easier to read. That goes with me. But 2 comments on the second section where it says ages 3 years to 22 years. I'm not sure, and we can ask Brian about it, but we might want to say ages 3 years through 21 years, because legally services stop the day before they turn 22. And that's how we
Stop
refer to our programs
Oh.
is 18 through 21.
So we need to ask Brian, is it to 21 years or through 21 years?
It's through
It is
21,
through
yes.
21.
Yeah, so it's because otherwise they get, parents say, well, I goes
Wow.
to 22, but it doesn't. It stops the day before they turn 22.
Okay. Thanks.
Were you able to see my comments in the comment box? I didn't know if it was a collaborative Word doc or not, because I can just read it.
Could you read it? For some reason, I don't know if I saw them, Janet. My apologies.
No, I just added them this morning.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't see them then. Okay. Yeah, if you want to read them.
And hopefully I have the right version.
Does it say flyer version 2 at the top, or is it the other one?
Oh, no, it does not say that. It
Okay,
says
you're working-
SAC legislator recruitment flyer.
Okay, so you're working off
wrong.
version 1. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so when did you email version 2?
Was
just
it?
have
It
to
was either
merge them.
yesterday or the day before. Maybe yesterday morning.
Thank you.
Share my screen again so you see it. This is version 2. Yeah, and I think these have Brian Smith's comments in red.
You can go down. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's very simplified.
Yeah, and credit goes to Susan for making suggestions. So Susan, thank you for sparking this simplified version 2.
No, everything's a team effort. That's what I love about this group.
Yeah, I know, but it was nice that you had a few minutes to ponder this.
I only create more problems, but that's okay.
No, you
To
don't.
work.
I mean, I like the simplified version, but I want the committee to really think about which one they prefer and, one we should just focus on.
Anyone else have anything? Because I love simplified because legislators are like,
Yeah.
they're not reading all this.
Yeah, exactly.
Jolie's not either. I just noticed, I was like, wait, who's there? Who's contacted?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that there are 5 positions.
Mhm.
I can look at the Rastergan, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And this will be
Mhm.
put with the State Department of Education letterhead. So
I
it
think
doesn't look like we're a parent advocacy group just going, please, please.
Right, exactly.
No,
That-
we can put it on the letterhead because we put the membership flyer, we just put the membership flyer on letterhead, so I don't think we're going to have like a problem putting this on letterhead.
Okay,
Yep, because it'll make
Okay.
it look more official.
so here, this needs to be changed to age 3 years through 21 years. Okay.
Yeah, and according to what Brian wrote, is Jolie's the contact, but it didn't it say there's a liaison, a legislative liaison?
We do have a legislative liaison, but we
Ye-
never, we generally communicate through her, to her through Brian, not even.
Okay.
I mean, I will communicate with Laura need be on direction of Brian. So that's fine to leave me.
Or do we
Okay.
need to leave us,
Oh,
have a
oh.
sentence at the bottom that says contact your legislative, you may also contact your legislative liaison for more information, or?
There you go.
Hey, I had your email.
Or,
I gave a name.
okay,
Laura.
Mm-hmm. Our legislative liaison, Laura Anastasia. No,
Laura
sorry,
can work-
Laura Stefan. Laura Anastasia is our attorney. Laura Stefan is our legislative liaison.
so should she be listed as well?
We can't. I think Brian will remove her.
You think he'll remove her?
But
Okay.
but we're also going by what I think Brian would do. If we put her there, Brian will see your attempt that you want to add her and may
Oh.
come up with other wording, say remove this, but I would suggest you put this. So maybe we can put the note that that's what we want to like do, and he will help us add that line there.
Is it Laura?
Yep,
Okay.
Stefan.
Laura Stefan?
F. Yep, F. As in Frank.
Oh,
Yep, F. No, I'm sorry. Stefan was S as in Sam, T, the way you had it, E, F. Yep, and I think it's a double F, another F. O-N. But he'll know who you're talking about. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but. Okay, so he'll come up with something that lets him know that we want, you guys want to add a line or something,
Okay.
and he will help us.
okay. Great.
Okay.
So then I have another question here. Brian Smith had suggested this portion as well. What are your thoughts on that? If we replace this portion with this.
Wait.
Well, we
one
can't
active
say
and-
if you're interested in becoming a member.
Wait, so Brian thinks that there are 1 active and 6 vacancies?
No, there are only 5.
Okay.
There are 5. Yeah.
Is there,
I'll double check that, Susan, but I'm 99.99% sure it's 5. It's not 6.
I think you do say later in the memo, if you're interested in becoming a member, please reach. I think you do that. Is he suggesting
No.
we end it there? No?
No, he said, how can I learn more? Because with this, remember, this can't
Yeah.
be perceived as a recruitment flyer. This is an informational
Right.
flyer.
Mm.
Yeah.
He even said portions might be repetitive of the last section. He is I
Right.
agree with what he's saying.
Yeah.
So are we going to jump right from are there legislators positions on the SAC? Yes, there are currently 5 legislator positions on the SAC. And then when and where does the SAC meet? Or
Yeah.
are you going to add, because you can't, you have to say, how can I learn
Yeah.
more?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, because we have, you can say we just know there's 5 open. There
Yeah.
are currently 5. Should we just say there are currently 5 open legislator member positions?
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Anyone know?
I think that's the language that was used in the bylaws, Susan.
Okay.
I can double check. Yeah, I know it sounds a little awkward, but I think that is what I
Okay.
had referenced.
Anything you need me, anything you guys, so what we can do is any questions that we have like that or pending, like we'll just highlight them or, put my initial next to it or whatever we need to do. And I can meet with Brian and get all the answers to make sure that we are ready. Because sometimes he can't attend our meetings. That way I can make sure I meet with him and I'm ready to discuss, to give you his responses.
Okay. Do we, yeah, okay.
Or we
So
can meet with him,
this-
quickly, Catherine.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah. And I do like if you're interested in attending an upcoming SAC meeting to learn more about the critical work of the SAC,
Yeah.
would be great, because even if they don't want to be a legislative member, I think we should say, welcome.
I agree. So we can take this out. And then how about, all right, I'll take this out too.
And we got to get rid of, or are you interested in becoming, because we're not allowed to say that.
Got that. If you're interested in attending an upcoming section, learn more about the critical work of the SAC. Okay. So I can have this here. I'll take out this yellow highlighted. I just can't see the bar right now. And then I can get rid of this space here.
And then is it a 1 page? Because that's our
Yeah, I want it to be, yeah. So,
awesome.
so
I'd format it and style it for you, make
Yeah.
sure it gets into 1 page.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so for everyone who is present, are you comfortable with this draft? Or did you, I mean, I didn't want to, veer away from the first draft if anyone felt passionate about that one. But I want to know what everyone's thoughts are, if there's anything else you think we need to add, change, or go back to the drawing board.
I think it looks great.
Looks good.
Okay, all right, good. I'm gonna take away the screen sharing then. Oh, man. Well, we got a lot done. Wow, we were super productive. Am I missing anything? I feel like I was rushing everyone along today, but I wanted to get,
You guys did
yeah,
a
I
great
think
job.
okay, good. Okay, so I'll clean up that draft. And I guess the next steps then are, Jolie, I send that to you and Brian.
The flyer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do
Okay.
we have an executive committee meeting tomorrow? Am I remember that? It's
Tomorrow
Friday. No,
is tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh,
Tomorrow's
Susan.
Saturday, yeah.
Okay.
No, Susan, no, don't make me do that.
We have one
Sorry.
coming up,
Sorry.
Susan. We have
Not
one
me
next
hanging up.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So do we want to look at that with the executive team as well? Okay, great. So Susan, I'll copy you when I send it to Jolie and Brian,
Great.
and let everyone know that we would like to review this at the executive meeting next week.
Yeah, I would love it on
Okay.
the agenda.
Okay, good. So we've got that. I'll follow up with the 3 members. And then after that, I will reach out to Beth and Renee. And then I will also reach out to Amy and let her know that we are moving her membership forward. Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, and we don't have to, I mean, we don't have to do a formal review of her at the executive meeting. I think now it's the members that are just voting. So I will let Amy know that if she is available and would like to attend as a member of the public at our next advisory council meeting, that she should contact Jolie and let her know that the membership will vote on her application at that time.
Great. And so that we got to just add that to the agenda. That's awesome, Jolie.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That is.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Good. Wow. All right. Anything anyone else had questions about or wanted to add? No? All right. And Lou, thanks so much for those additional suggestions you made about alternates and then one of our next projects. Since we're winding down our current projects, we have a new one where we'll come up with interview questions. Okay, good. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, you're getting 8 minutes of your day back. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day and have a fantastic weekend.
You too.
Okay,
Take care,
bye
everybody.
everyone.